I don't usually share stories like this, but something happened to me last month that I still can't explain. And honestly, I haven't been the same since. I'm not the type to get spooked easily. I've explored abandoned buildings for years, crawled through forgotten tunnels more times than I can count, and never once had a real problem. But what happened in that underground hospital in Poland, that was different. I wasn't even going to tell anyone at first, but I've been having these vivid nightmares ever since. Like whatever was down there with us isn't done. So here goes. It was June 2023, right around the time when summer heat makes old concrete sweat. IED joined up with a group of urban explorers to document a newly discovered World War II hospital complex. We'd heard rumors about its dark history, secret Nazi medical experiments, Soviet cover-ups, the works, the kind of place that makes your skin crawl just thinking about it. Our plan was straightforward: slip past the fenced-off entrance, map out the main levels, and record everything we found. We packed light but smart headlamps, cameras, respirators, first aid kit, the works. The first few hours went smoothly, eerie but manageable. The complex was a maze of crumbling corridors and operating theaters, frozen in time. Rusted gurneys, shattered glass vials, and walls stained with God knows what. It was beautiful in that morbid, haunting kind of way that only abandoned places can be. We found old records mentioning experiments on Poes, piles of yellow X-rays showing grotesque deformities. The deeper we went, the heavier the air felt, like the place was holding its breath, waiting for something. I tried to shake off the feeling, but it clung to me like cobwebs. That's when things started to get weird. I swear I saw shadows moving at the edge of my vision, heard whispers in languages I couldn't place. At first, I chalked it up to an overactive imagination and poor lighting, but then the others started mentioning similar things. Fleeting glimpses of figures in old military uniforms, the distant sound of screaming that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. I remember standing in what must have been the main surgical suite, my headlamp illuminating rows of rusted instruments that looked more like torture devices. For a split second, I could have sworn I saw them coated in fresh blood, heard the buzz of FLIs. I blinked and it was gone, but the image burned itself into my mind. As we pushed deeper into the lower levels, my unease grew into full-blown dread. The walls seemed to pulse, the air thick with the smell of antiseptic and decay. I felt a pressure building in my head, like my thoughts were being squeezed. That's when the visions really hit. I saw flashes of mutilated bodies strapped to tables, heard the screams of patients being operated on without anesthesia. My hands felt slick with blood that wasn't there. I couldn't tell if I was hallucinating or if the hospital itself was showing me its memories. The others were affected too. Anna kept muttering about seeing her own organs spilling out. Mike swore his skin was melting off his bones. We were all losing it, but none of us wanted to be the first to say we should turn back. That's when we found the sealed door. Heavy steel, covered in warning signs in German, Russian, and Polish. Something about quarantine, about containing the infection. We should have left it alone. We should have run. But curiosity and whatever dark energy permeated that place pushed us forward. The moment that door creaked open, everything went to hell. The air rushed out like a vacuum, and with it came something. I can't describe it properly. It was like a living shadow, formless yet solid. It moved with unnatural speed, latching on to Jacob, before any of us could react. I'll never forget his screams as that thing seemed to burrow into him. His body contorted, bones cracking as they reshaped themselves. His skin bubbled and split, revealing glimpses of twisted organs and pulsing tissue that should never see the light of day. We ran. God help me, we ran and left Jacob behind. His agonized howls echoed through the tunnels as we scrambled for the exit. But the hospital didn't want to let us go. Doors slammed shut on their own. Corridors twisted and changed. It was like the whole place had come alive, determined to keep us there. I lost track of the others in the chaos. glimpses of an being dragged into the darkness by unseen hands. Mike's voice suddenly cut off mid-scream. I just kept running, my lungs burning, my mind fracturing under the weight of what I'd seen. I don't know how long I was down there, hours, days. Time seemed to lose all meaning. I remember crawling through pitch-black tunnels, my hands slick with what I prayed was just water, huddling in corners as things shuffled past in the darkness. At some point, I couldn't tell if I was awake or trapped in some hellish dream. When I finally saw daylight again, I nearly wept. I burst out of a hidden entrance, collapsing onto the overgrown grounds surrounding the hospital. The sun was setting, had a whole day passed. More? I lay there, gasping for air that didn't reek of death and chemicals. I made my way back to civilization in a daze, told the authorities some story about getting separated from my group while hiking. What else could I say? Who would believe the truth? It's been weeks now, and I still can't shake the feeling that I brought something back with me. Sometimes I catch glimpses of distorted faces in mirrors, hear whispers in empty rooms. My dreams are filled with endless corridors and the screams of the damned. I've tried to find information about the others, about what really happened in that hospital during the war. But it's like the place never existed. No records, no mentions. In any history books, just rumors and ghost stories. Part of me wonders if I ever really left that place, if this is all just another cruel illusion and I'm still trapped in those dark halls, or worse, if whatever was contained down there is now using me as a vessel to spread. I don't know why I'm sharing this, maybe as a warning, maybe in the hope that someone out there has answers. Or maybe because deep down, I know that hospital isn't done with me yet, and when it calls me back, I'm not sure I'll have the strength to resist.